What's going on, basketball world? It's just us here. We want to talk about dunks in the NBA. We've seen them all. The windmills, the 360s,
and just like that, on the 360,
the thunderous throwdowns, and last but not least, the beautiful poster.
For Durant. Oh, Wade, what a play! Wow. Oh, wow!
But what is the best of the best? Or should I say, who is the best of the best? Okay, now before we get to our top 10, I do have some clarifications as to how we designed this. We don't want you guys getting angry, okay? We put our dunkers through 3 different categories: their involvement in the dunk contest, how good of an in-game dunker they are, and their general overall creativity. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification button, ding, 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 for Lingo Sports. And let us know any other sports videos you'd like us to do. We've got you on that. With that being said, our 5 honorable mentions before we get to our top 10 are as follows: Jason Richardson, T-Mac, Shawn Kemp, Harold Miner, and LeBron James. Miner, Shawn Kemp, and T-Mac almost made it to our list, losing by 2 points, and LeBron and Jay Rich each tied with our player at the number 10 spot. Ultimately, between Jay Rich, LeBron, and that 10th guy that we're going to mention in a second, the deciding factor, the tiebreaker, was narrative. This number 10 spot is really deserved because of what he has done, and he has made history in slam dunk competition. At number 10, Nate Robinson. There are only 2 guys who have won the dunk contest at under 6 feet tall: Spud Webb and Nate Robinson. But the difference between the two is Robinson has won it a grand total of 3 times. The only player, by the way, to ever do that. So for people hating, just letting you know. For that, he gets a 5 out of 5 on the dunk contest meter. As for in-game dunks, Robinson wasn't the greatest. No windmills, no 360s, no posters, only putbacks and tomahawks, and for that, he only gets a 2. As for creativity, it gets tough to remain original as the short guy who dunks because you're limited to your height. Creativity-wise, a lot of Robinson's dunks look the same. Regardless, he's made our list because it takes superhuman leaping ability to dunk with ease at 5'9", and to win 3 dunk contests by doing so, he's gotta be in the history books. At number 9, Kobe Bryant. You might look at this and say, what? Kobe? Yes, Kobe. The Bean Bryant. Kobe legitimized himself as one of the greatest dunkers in NBA history after winning the '97 dunk contest in Cleveland as a rookie, completing most of his dunks in his warm-ups. Yeah, even back then, he was showing them that it was too easy for him. 5 out of 5 on the dunk contest for Kobe. As for in-game dunks, Kobe was one of the most braggadocious and stylish in-game dunkers in the early stages of his career. When his career evolved, his dunks evolved, moving from flashy fast break dunks to posters. It just seemed like Kobe wanted to dunk on everyone, and none of them silenced the competition like these.
Bryant goes to work. Bryant the drive. Oh! Kobe Bryant on a rack attack.
Or this one.
74. Oh, Kobe hammers it home right over the top of Josh Howard.
You get my point. Essentially, what I'm saying is Kobe Bryant has every right to be one of the top 10 greatest dunkers in NBA history. At number 8, Dr. Julius Erving. The only reason Dr. J gets the nod ahead of Kobe is the fact that we have to give credit to an absolute pioneer of the game. Dr. J set the standard in 1976 when he won the very first dunk contest ever in the NBA. Now, the NBA didn't start the dunk contest until 1984, but in '76, it was the ABA that kind of legitimized the dunk contest. And why? All because of Dr. J. He did dunks that no one even thought was possible, and to top it off, he did the move that no one dared to do at the time.
And that sends everyone reeling.
With his long, freakish wingspan, Erving could sky over defenders in games and rock the baby until you find yourself under the basket in a poster. Sure, now it seems as if the dunks that Dr. J was doing were trivial. It seems like it's easy, right? But how about you go ahead and try? How about you go on your basketball court right now and try to dunk over the free throw line? Yeah, that's what I thought. Now for players 7 and number 6 on the list, they can only be put together because of the heated dunk contest rivalry that they shared with one another. Dominique Wilkins and Michael Jordan. As much as these two had a rivalry on the court when their teams faced off, they had just as big of a rivalry in the dunk competitions. In 1985, in the second year the NBA had a dunk contest, Wilkins beat Jordan despite Jordan's nice cradling rock reverse, which got a 49. Nick, however, crushed Jordan's chances, getting a 50 on both of his final dunks. A bounce pass off the floor and backboard, and the final dunk, a ferocious two-hand windmill. That setup and that disappointment for Jordan is exactly what created an instant classic between the two. But the rematch didn't happen until a couple years later. In '86, Jordan missed the contest due to a broken foot. In '87, it was Wilkins who missed due to general soreness, which helped Jordan win his first dunk contest. By the way, not in impressive fashion. He did the exact same dunk twice in the final round and got 50s both times. Credit to him, but really? But in 1987, in Jordan's home crowd of Chicago, the two faced off for what would be one of the greatest dunk contests ever, with Jordan ultimately winning the crown with his iconic free throw line glide dunk. Their dunk contest histories are obviously linked. I mean, we waited about 2 years for these guys to face off once again and do a rematch, and when they had their rematch, it was iconic. So for that, they both get 5 out of 5 on their dunk contest. As for in-game dunks, they both get 4 out of 5 with Neek. I mean, the guy was called the human highlight reel for a reason. And Jordan, Your Highness, thank you very much. He has to also get a 4 out of 5. These guys were making highlights on a daily basis for the NBA. They are clearly great in-game dunkers. As for creativity, they only get 3s. Why, you might ask? Well, it's because they kind of stick to what they know. Dominique rarely went away from being a power dunker, and Jordan was always gliding through the air like a paper airplane. So in terms of variety, they were pretty lacking. Okay, now the big kahuna, the top 5. These 5 dunkers showed that they were the most creative, the most versatile, and honestly, just the best dunkers we have ever seen in NBA history. At number 5, Gerald Chin on the Rim Green. We'll get to that nickname after, but first, his dunk contest was against one-time champion at the time, Nate Robinson, in 2008. No, this wasn't the year that Green blew out a candle while he was doing the dunks. Yeah, that was an actual thing. He genuinely jumped so high that he blew out a candle on the rim as he was dunking. Do you understand how high you have to get to do that? Hence, chin on the rim, but we'll get to that later. In 2007, the year he won, that was probably one of the worst dunk contests of all time. Not because of Green, because he actually jumped out the gym, but Nate Robinson attempted one dunk 10 times. So Green gets a 5 out of 5 on the dunk contest, but where he really made up his ground was his in-game dunks. He arguably has one of the greatest in-game dunks of all time.
Up the court, Brooks to Green!
An alley-oop windmill where he had his chin on the damn rim. He even gets a 3 for creativity because unlike Robinson, he actually tried to be original and his jumping ability is up there with the rest of these guys. So Green gets the number 5 nod. At number 4, the heavily robbed, and I'm emphasizing the word heavily robbed, Aaron Gordon. Gordon is the only player on this list to have never won a dunk contest but still get a 5 out of 5 perfect score. Yes, I am still going on record saying he was robbed this year. In 2016 with Zach LaVine, it was much closer to call. Keep in mind, that was the first year we had witnessed the pure jumping ability that LaVine had, and when he jumped from the free throw line and did a between the legs dunk from the free throw line, he was not robbed. Gordon was robbed this year in 2020. In general, Gordon had some of the best dunks in NBA history. Let's do a little bit of a rerun.
That one's amazing! That's a 50! That's a 50! That's a 60! Hey, Aaron Gordon, he'll win! Oh! Yes, indeed! Okay, 7-5. You dunk over Taco, you win.
The last dunk doesn't really get mentioned in some of Gordon's dunk highlights, but let's look at the degree of difficulty in this. He literally pumps the ball over his head, somehow has the airtime to pump the ball under his legs, and still throw down a monster dunk. Come on, people. Aaron Gordon was robbed, okay? When you jump over someone who is 7'5", regardless of if you use your shoulder, okay, you were at least jumping over someone that is 7'3". Yeah, I'm talking to you, Dwayne Wade. In terms of in-game dunks, Gordon has had his fair share, but nothing really memorizing, which got him a 3.5, but he got a 4 out of 5 on creativity, pulling off some of the most creative dunks in a generation of dunk contests that was really lacking the creative juices. All right, now for the top 3. These guys have become synonymous with the word dunk. I mean, when you think of them, all you think of is their freakish athletic ability, just their rim-rocking dunks, and how do you even stay in the air that long? At number 3, Blake Griffin. When Blake Griffin came into the league, he began turning heads, not in the dunk contest, but with his monstrous posters.
With the house here in this first quarter, Griffin right of the circle, picked up by Lillard, trying to shine a spotlight on the mismatch as he backs him down, runs him over to the house. Oh, he slammed it in! Counted on a foul! Gets it back.
Slam dunk! What a play over Humphries!
Griffin, he'll drive, he'll
Slam dunk! He's topped himself again somehow!
It's a physical game.
Oh, me, oh my! A monster jam by Blake Griffin! Oh, what a play by Blake!
Just mentioning his name probably makes Kendrick Perkins cry. But Griffin even showed it in the dunk contest. Blake showed up, and he also brought his car? Yes, I am putting Blake Griffin this high because he jumped over a damn car, although Kobe did that as well. When you jump over a car, you let me know. I will gladly put you as one of the greatest dunkers of NBA history, but for now, I'm just not going to do it. You haven't showed me that you can dunk over a car. He gets a 5 out of 5 on the dunk contest, a 4.5 out of 5 in the in-game dunks because, well, Kendrick Perkins, and a 4 out of 5 for creativity because how did you even get the car in the arena? At number 2, Zach LaVine. The 2016 NBA dunk contest in Toronto is viewed as arguably one of the greatest dunk contests of all time. Why? Because of LaVine. Despite Aaron Gordon's best efforts, LaVine set the bar incredibly high on his final dunk, going for a windmill off the free throw line. I mean, Dr. J invented it, others replicated it, but LaVine made it his own. The sheer difficulty of that dunk itself is amazing. A complete 5 out of 5 for the Chicago Bull on dunk contest. As for in-game dunks, LaVine is probably a notch below Griffin, getting a 4 in in-game dunks. Don't get me wrong, LaVine has had some pretty ridiculous dunks, including one that sent Alex Len to Middle Earth.
Zach LaVine, whoa, just climbed the ladder on Alex Len, and then Rubio taking the basketball away.
All right, we've gone all the way to number 1. This is the ultimate prize. The GOAT of airness, the GOAT of jumping ability, the GOAT of making your jaw drop. At number 1, Air Canada, aka Vince Sanity, aka dunk over an entire human being, aka honey dip, Vince Carter. Did I mention that? Well, yeah, I did. Now with LaVine, I said the 2016 dunk contest was arguably the greatest, arguably only because in 2000, Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter went for a dunk contest for the ages.
So he's stitched up in the left hand doing all this.
Oh, it's over! It's over, ladies and gentlemen!
The judges are coming over the table to congratulate Vince Carter. This is unheard of.
Oh my goodness gracious, it is over! Did I call it, Danny, or what? Brady, he doesn't even know what to do.
It's an iconic moment in NBA history. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. It's over. I mean, that's practically Kenny Smith's catchphrase at this point. Not only was that the greatest dunk contest of all time, but Carter was doing in-game dunks that you shouldn't even be allowed to do. Windmills, 360s, through the legs, you name it, it was easy to Carter. Also, he probably has one of the most iconic Olympic moments in basketball history. Yeah, you know what it is. Carter had the poise, creativity, athleticism, and pure insanity to be able to pull off whatever dunk he wanted. And even at 40 years old, he could still throw it down. That is why Vince Carter is the greatest dunker in NBA history. There's no one that is going to come close. He notches a perfect 15 out of 15, 5 out of 5 on the dunk contest, 5 out of 5 on in-game dunks, and 5 out of 5 on creativity. Perfect. I see a lot of people hating over the dunk contest, but I'm not really sure why. I mean, yeah, sure, it may have lost its creative juice a little bit there for a bit, but now it's fully back. I mean, look at what just happened with Aaron Gordon and Derrick Jones Jr. We're all talking about the fact that he was robbed. By the way, he was totally robbed. I'm never going to get over that, Dwayne Wade. Never, ever. But that is my exact point. 4 out of the 5 guys we listed in the top 5 are guys who dunked in the last decade. You let us know what you think about this list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Because obviously, I'm right. Take care, guys. For more videos like this and for more sports content, like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Lingo Sports. We've got you.